Hello everyone, it's such an exciting day again here, meeting another expert for the Vision and Visibility Summit on how do you help women, global female leaders get more visible in the market and to have the kind of international exposure that some of our experts already have. This is a chance to learn from an award-winning mentor, breathwork trainer, and transcultural therapist, and a woman that has a really unique style of networking and relationship building across the globe. This is Viola Edward. Welcome, Viola. So lovely to have you.
Same here. I'm so happy always to do things with you. This is a lovely, lovely opportunity again. Thank you.
Yes, thank you as well, because I know our connections through such a beautiful relationship has brought so many wonderful things into being. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, I think, with you today, because really people need to know a little bit more about what you did to become visible in the world now as a woman moving around the world doing so many different projects and different kinds of events. I want viewers to just know a little bit more about how you got so visible. Can you tell us?
Yes, sure. So you have to know that as a child, I was quite a shy and gray child. And I think it's very interesting how we use different angle of our personality to be able to survive to the moment of life that we are in. Now, one of those changes that I had in my life when we emigrated from Lebanon to Venezuela, and I was exposed to start working at the age of 13, there were these other part of my personality that came out. And sometimes people ask me, is that nurture or is that nature? And I always said, it's nature that was nurtured. So I am coming from a family composed of a mother and a sister, and my mom is very relational. We changed different country. Me and my sister, we didn't study 2 years in the same school during primary. So we have developed that way of being able to relate and to bond as soon as possible, because it has to be related to our survival. But apart from that, it's because we have the quality. We grow up with that quality with my mother. Later on in life, I come across what does it mean, the third culture kids, and how these third culture kids were kids that were in the years of formation, they were moved from their culture to another culture, and the third culture will be understood as the third culture that they make between these two cultures. Now imagine, like us, we have moved so many times. So what I come across is, and our work together with Hellenic, with the personality types, is that every personality type has certain qualities. These qualities are there. Or we make it to work for us, or they will be working against us. That makes sense? Absolutely. So I would say I have this personality who I'm enthusiastic. I think everything is possible. I think it doesn't matter what we do, we can include some fun, joy, excitement in it. I'm quite enthusiastic, and I am relational. It's just that before I didn't understand how valuable it is to be relational, because my mom was relational, my sister is relational, I'm relational, and as we change country and we survive, now I remember how is it that being relational was my major capital, is the currency that I use consciously and unconsciously as being gifted that currency as I use the most to be able to go through many situations that could be traumatic, but actually I came out of them with a lot of wealth and experience in studies, in learning, in however you want to define wealth. And this is what I would like to talk with you today, is through your personality type, what is it that is that quality? We have many, but what is the quality that is the most precious quality for you, that has been with you all your life, that actually if you take a minute to breathe and to think, you will see that has been there with you during your time of creativity or during your time of crisis to be able to get out of crisis.
Such a powerful thing, this. And I think because we work with the Enneagram, we know as professionals how powerful that tool is in helping us discover that. But I think people that haven't used that tool yet, or who are just imagining intuitively what they can find in themselves as a very special quality, like you say, Viola, are also really in for a great treat if they do go deeper into their character, their personality, and find out at the deepest level also how this quality can really help them more and more. And I think I understand you saying that you've understood that at the deepest level in yourself, and that's what you've used as a currency to build many relationships around the world and to be known for that, which lets in the world of business now and the way things happen professionally, everyone's realizing how important it is to connect properly. So that's what you've been doing, and that's really helped you meet so many people and actually create lots of opportunities for yourself, right? So
yes. And I have this friend who was telling me the other day, very kind. She told me, I need to tell you something. And I said, yes, what is it? She said, that thing that I admire on you, you know, you left everything in late 2002 to move to, I moved from Venezuela to Cyprus, and, you know, and then you say your story like this, like it was so easy, you know, then you left your companies, your name, the network that you had, everything. And then you started a new life. And it took me 7 years plus 7 years to build it. And one day I said, I'm back to international. And boom, like you go back to international, and here you are lecturing. I look at her, I was listening to her. I said, well, you know, I've been returning to international, like I know how I think. She said, yes, but going back after 14 years is a lot of work. But you do it like this. Actually, in my experience, it's not that much like this. It took 3 years, but it's true that I was very aware of the currency, of the capital, of my qualities, and of my limitations. And this is what I need to work with you, what I need to share with you, what I want to do through this interview, and hopefully to many more work with Hellenic together. So there is an exercise I want you all to do. And this is like to write down, maybe if you don't have the time now, you can do it later, to write down the 5 qualities, characteristics that you like about yourself. Could be internal quality, could be values that you really like about yourself, or could be your eyes, your hand, your voice. So I want you to write the 5 most that you like. And once you finish them, I want you to write another 5 that you like. So now we have 10. And when you do that, I want you to choose the 5 of those 10 that you like the most. Not only that you like the most, that you kind of use the most, kind of you travel together the most. Yeah, you're with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I also want you to write down the 5 pleasures that you enjoy the most. Traveling, reading, eating, sleeping, shopping, helping others, writing, whatever in your world, because that's very important too. So depending of these exercises, we're going to find something. And also, I know some of you will find it like a little bit difficult and think that you like about yourself, but we must do it. Actually, in some training I give, I ask them to write 100 things that they like about themselves. Because it's very important, it's extremely important that we get in touch of those things that we like about ourselves. Because look, for me, all the material for marketing and branding are out there. and we hire people who will help us here and there, but we're so unique, and we need to know where is our uniqueness to help that expert in branding and marketing to put the uniqueness there. You see, nobody will talk English with my accent, will they? Is that a limitation or is that a quality? This is a reality. I just don't make it a limitation. Yeah. So my accent or the way how I use the language is not one of my major quality. My major quality is I dare to express. I love to talk. I love to connect. The fact that I have accent nowadays in all the languages I speak, I don't make it a limitation. Therefore, many times you don't make it a limitation for me. Many times people don't notice that I have that strong accent unless I talk about it, because my love for communication and my wonder and my attentive listening take over the limitation of the accent.
Feeling so comfortable with yourself and so confident that other people don't make it an issue or don't feel awkward about it. In fact, it's a unique quality about you. It makes you really special, and they can see that. Yeah?
And if they do, if somebody is offended because I think I said something wrong, I can correct it. Maybe it's not part of my public. It's okay, you know. But so the same way I want to work with you to put you're aware of your limitation, but you will not take the limitation to take over the quality. Yeah. For example, myself, I have another limitation that really is on the way of my thing, but this is who I am. For example, I know that for me to present my ideas and what I want in a project, in a paper, that should be presented by 800 words, I will run into trouble. But because I know that I have this limitation, so I'll ask Hellenic to help me, or I'll ask some of my colleagues, or I can outsource that service. I'm not gonna, the fact that I attracted to be called to present for that project, I'm not gonna let that limitation to be on my way. Yeah, so this is what I want to work with you today. But in order to do that, you need to know what are your best qualities. And later on, when we will be working in the Enneagram, personality type, or any other models, you will be advanced if you know what are your qualities. Because some people have the quality of the detail, to be doing one thing at a time, to do it perfect. They are focused on the detail.
Not me.
Huh?
Not me.
What?
Not me.
Not me though. People, we are in the other side of that, but we visit each other where we do like 3, 4, 5 things at the time. One of them gonna be quite good, maybe not as good as the one that the other person did. 2, they're gonna be quite nice, and maybe 3, they will not finish. But we are there. We have the curiosity. We know how to ask for support to keep them rolling.
Yeah.
But it's very important not to oblige the person who can do one thing at a time and do perfect to be doing 7 things at a time, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
So it's very important to understand for our branding, what are our qualities. So when after being 14 years away from the international field, and I decided to come back, I evaluated my capital, which is me, all of me, and also the other currencies that I have. And funny enough, I didn't have a lot of, the monetary capital was quite small, and my experiential and relational capital was very big. How interesting, yeah? So I decided to manage my money in a way that I know who I am, and I'm gonna go out to find out what the world wants from me now. because I've been away for 14 years. And this is what I did. So if you have followed my story in the last 3 years, you could see in how many countries or places I've been that you would say, why she's in all these places? Well, because I have knowledge or possibilities to be in those places. And I wanted to know what the world wanted from me now. And the second year, it was more refined and defined. And the third year, I had my visibility where I needed to have my visibility.
Great.
But that obeyed also to my way of character and personality, that in general, I don't structure before and follow later. I move intuitively, but also using my discernment for the experience I have. This is one very good quality I have. Then I have another quality that I'm not resentful and I don't get hooked. If I'm in a environment, I'm in a place that something happened, they didn't want me, I didn't fit in, whatever happened, because of my experience of life that we move so many schools, so many countries, I know how to extract myself from that environment that I'm not appreciated or not taken as I am. Anything could have happened. And I don't lose a lot of energy in the process. I move quickly, and this is a quality of the third culture kids. We can move quickly into the changes. But because I'm a psychotherapist, I don't move quickly just denying what happened. At the same time, I'm moving, I'm dealing with my own self, and I call my friends, I call my colleagues, and I have therapeutical process to make sure that I will not be holding residue from that situation to the next situation.
So I want to sum up what you're saying, because I think it's such a powerful series of steps that you can go through when you learn what your qualities really are. You can find one specific powerful quality that you have that's natural to you, that's organic, that you've had all your life, and you know that's going to be a really helpful quality to use to increase your visibility. People will know you and feel you unique in the way that you use this quality, yes? And the second thing I think so important is that once you know what that is, you can also use it to begin to check in the market a bit more clearly. How do you manage to stay unique with what you will be offering? How can you match what you have with what the market is needing? You spoke about needing to know what the world wants from you now. How can you serve the world? So that unique quality you have really helps you to see also how you can match the market. And then this third quality as well, that you have the skill, Viola, to not get attached to things like third cultural kids where you don't get hurt, you don't get offended, you know how to extract and look at the deeper meaning. Is I get from that also an important step that women can be doing now watching this video, is to develop a kind of skill in themselves, and maybe they need to work with someone, to take things not so personally and to be able to continue to deal with the challenges of providing opportunities for themselves. And when they see they're not working, to not get stuck in that or not get too offended, not take it personally. Try and find a way to be resilient and move on so that you can actually create more opportunities for yourself.
Yeah. Sometimes it's so personal.
Yeah.
Sometimes the attack is frontal, is personal with your name and your last name. Still work on it, lick your wound, go to therapy, but don't get stuck. Don't stay there to prove this or that, because people are in their own journey and we come into their life and we represent something. We remind them of something. And I think women lose a lot of time in this, and it brings something from her that it will delay her, retain her, and sometimes those things are even ugly for her and for family. So I think we need to revisit our therapeutical process to clean every time we are exposed to something like this. While we're doing this step to continue moving, at the same time we clearing what it reappeared as a pattern.
Yeah, and often it can be a lot of wound from the relationship with the mother, often where you feel some rejection from another woman or some criticism.
Sibling rivalry appear a lot.
All the old stuff can be playing out in all these new opportunities you don't get when you're trying to get more visible, or you're trying to build your publicity, or you're trying to be accepted and validated, and you need to be cleaning them up in the therapeutic process as you move along. A very interesting thing that women can do. So you said, and maybe I can just check if you agree still with this statement, that women lose a lot of energy on getting stuck in situations where they feel like they need to prove themselves, or they get so hurt that they don't move on quick enough to another situation that could give them more of what they really need, as opposed to trying to get it from this one. Do you think that's one of the biggest challenges women have in becoming more visible, or do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, that's one big one. I wouldn't say the biggest. I think one of the biggest is the perfectionism, that it should be like this, it should be like that. This is another one. The need of approval is a big one, huge, huge. So all these things will make us stuck. Imagine me when I came back after 14 years. I mean, I'm part of the women who start working on the 70s. Yeah, I was part of this group of women who we start seeing how we're going to make the change in the business world. And then I've been a leader so many times, and then I went away to build up a family, etc. I come back, and there's so many young people talking about things, and so many. Like when I wrote my first book in 1999, and many think of that book, I see people like taking patches from here and there from many books and having event, and you say, oh my God, are they well trained, or are they? But all these things you need to let go, because the time change and you cannot be hooked by that or put all the dots over the I's. You know, you have a criteria and a way of observing the world, and that make you so unique, of course, and you decide with whom you're going to work and with whom you're not going to work. But I think many women lose a lot of time in making the world be a perfect place too.
Yeah.
And actually, we need to keep moving it's like, I feel like sometimes I feel it's true that I have like many hands and many eyes, but still I'm a human being and I'm limited to my own experience, my age, my knowledge. So what I feel is like I'm doing while I'm doing, but at the same time, I have to let it be, because if not, my purpose, I can lose what is my purpose.
Yeah.
And in the middle of all that, I have a big quality, which is I'm at service. This is the way how I say it. So also I'm serving others while I'm pursuing what is my purpose. There is not much more time to be occupied in how she said, how he said, how it should be, because I'm already quite occupied. But if you don't let this thing to stop you because of perfectionism, you will learn a lot. And when the time comes to make your own book, your own event, so you learn a lot and you will not make those so-called mistakes that you see in others.
So wonderful.
Why stay there just judging? Maybe you will be detained from giving the word what you are gifted. So I would say, to summarize, is the need of being approved and the need of being perfect and the pain and the resentment that we hold are on our way. I'm not saying be insensitive or don't feel, or please cry and share and go to therapy and go to your circle, but don't stop because of that. Yes. As much as possible. Yeah.
So I'm going to recap these powerful pearls of wisdom. First of all, as you demonstrated, your quality of relating to people, building networks, really brought you lots of opportunities. So a very important thing to do is to investigate deeply what is your specific quality that you can use as your capital, your currency to build your visibility. You probably know what it is already, but start amplifying it, work on it more, acknowledge it in yourself. Secondly, you talked about being able to take certain moments in your journey where you actually have to look at how you get stuck in things, and really be careful of the way you get hurt, the way you get hooked, the way you get triggered into jealousy or envy or anger or frustration, comparison, where you start looking for acceptance, you look for validation, you look for being perfect, and try to find a way to overcome that. And then I think you said one more area about how important it is to also,
it is like when we know our qualities, and somebody bring up our limitation.
yes,
it's good also to know the limitation, because if you accuse me of a limit, if you tell me, Viola, you're such a disorder person, wherever you go, you create a disorder around you. The thing I'm going to tell you is true. I'm so sorry. It's like true, because I know. But then I will tell you, but you know what? My mind is so ordered. I don't know how I create that disorder around me. You know, like I am quite disordered in the physical world, but my mind is quite ordered. When you see my work, it's quite ordered. But it's true. If you notice that on me and you're gonna tell me, if I see it, I don't need to protect myself. And I tell you, yes, it's true. It's in some areas I'm a little bit better, but now that I'm working in different country, in different language, some other areas it's become a little bit worse. What you're gonna say? I already said it's true.
So that even the limitations are very useful for us to know that we can accept that in ourselves, but also not get stopped by it, not actually see it so much as a limitation.
Exactly. And if you accuse me of something that is not true, so my word is not going to shake, because I know it's not true. If you tell me, you honestly, you have such a difficulty to relate to others, I'm going to listen to you for respect, but I'm going to be saying what she's talking about, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, something, people are in their journey and they can tell you things that are true for them, but not true for you. Something you have to learn from, something you just have to let go, depending where it's coming from. So I would say, women, we spend a lot of time and money in our image. It's very good to have a very nice image, but should be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more comfortable, I would say, for me. So we are not, look, I'm going to tell you something. It's like, I really like how you look in high heel, if that's not breaking your back.
Yeah.
I really like how that skirt, tight, short, whatever look on you, if you're not uncomfortable and is affecting your circulation. Yeah. I want you to be beautiful as you want to see yourself beautiful, but take yourself into a comfortable place, into your beauty. And in the same thing, I wish for you from inside with your qualities and your limitation. Put your beauty up, connect with your qualities, because those will be, and those are your major capital for your branding.
Right.
Not what you pretend to be. That's gonna be seen very quickly that is not true. Yeah, it's like me trying to make now a perfect accent for this interview. After 5 minutes, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah. So
what is important?
Really being real, what is really you, really important in you. And you have a way of helping the listeners with an offer that you're going to be giving anyone on the summit. Viola, do you want to tell us quickly about that, and then women can get in touch with you?
Yeah. I thought when you asked me if I would like to give a gift, I thought, yeah, I would love to give 5 gifts actually to 5 women who would like to come with me in a journey of a short chat, in a short discovery through some exercises, 20-minute online call to talk about your qualities and maybe your limitation and what we can do with them. And from there on, we'll see what we can do together. But I want to offer that to 5 women, 20 minutes online. So you connect with Hellenic, and Hellenic will choose the first 5 that will connect. And yeah, how are we doing with the time?
Yeah, we finished. We really have said some wonderful things. How to actually let go of a lot of things that are triggering us, how to make sure we know what our qualities are and our limitations are, and we elevate, put our beauty up, like you said.
Yeah.
And also be aware of this perfectionism and this need for approval, that we don't let it stop us and we don't get too hurt and hooked by any of that. So thanks so much, Viola. 5 women, get in touch with me, the first 5, or have a 20-minute call with you. And thanks so much for joining us and for your time.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.